All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. And this is a message for you. Andy Ruiz Jr., this is a message for you, and it's your turn. Now, folks, as I endeavor to try to push through this video, I'm a little under the weather. I lost my voice, getting into a session, and man, I got intense, man, and I lost my voice, and I'm a little congested. But I am going to push this video out, and that's just the way that is. I felt like everybody was on the Andy Ruiz bandwagon, okay? I felt like everybody was on that bandwagon. And, part of me feels like that Andy Ruiz was unceremoniously just kicked out. Just kicked out of the good grace of everybody. Now I know that Andy Ruiz, he said, he didn't train like he was supposed to. He ate too much, he did this, he partied too much, he drank too much. I understand that he said all this. But one thing about you, Andy Ruiz, that I can respect about you is that you're honest. You see, there are a lot of people that's walking on planet Earth, and they'll never be honest. But I can respect you because you're honest. Your honesty, your code of honor. My God, man. People are getting off the Andy Ruiz bandwagon real fast, and I just think that's unfair. Because, see, before you had that fight, nobody was really talking about your weight. They was talking about, you've gained some weight. But I even heard people saying that you having weight on you is good for you because that's what you're comfortable with. I heard people saying that. I legitimately heard people saying this. Andy Ruiz, you said when you lost 50 pounds, you said that you were weak. Andy Ruiz, I want you, the title of this video is called Reinvent Yourself. And I want you to endeavor to reinvent yourself. Andy, what's wrong with losing weight? You got to learn how to work into your power. You got to learn. You got to learn how to maneuver your body. You see, people said the same thing about AJ. People said that AJ was doing the wrong thing because, he lost all his weight, muscle mass, and he's not going to have the same power. But see, AJ played cat and mouse with you. He lost weight so he can be mobile. You see, Andy Ruiz, you got to understand something, man. You were fighting for the heavyweight championships of the world. That means the creme de la creme. That means you train like your life depends on it. That means you die. You die in the gym. And I know people have been telling you this. But see, Andy Ruiz, at least you get another chance to do it again. And next time, Andy Ruiz, I want you to reinvent yourself. I want you to do something that you haven't done before. Andy Ruiz, if you let's just say, if you want to diet or you want to trim down, I want you to do something you've never done before. I just want you to be consistent. Because see, if you're a fighter on this level, you got to have consistency. See, when you don't have consistency, there's no balance. And if there's no balance, there's no victory. You see, Andy Ruiz, and everywhere in the world, everything in life, I can tell you that if the balance is gone, I can tell you that it's dead. In life as humans, if you don't have balance between family, work, and everything else, you lose your family. You got to have balance. If you don't walk with balance in a straight line, you'll fall over. Everything on God's green earth has balance. And Andy Ruiz, you got to have balance. You see, Andy Ruiz, there's a lack of discipline. But there's also a lack of balance with what you were trying to do. There's a lack of balance. And I submit to you, Andy Ruiz, reinvent yourself. Don't worry about what people say. Andy, you look too small. Andy, you know what? You'll look too small. Your health will be better. You'll be more mobile. You'll be able to do what it is you need to do. You see, you trying to follow AJ around the ring, Andy, wasn't conducive. It just wasn't conducive. You got to stop and think, man. God gave you your hands. God gave you your hands. And your hands have made you millions of dollars. How many people wish that they can go to work in a job and use their hands to make millions? Millions. You know that probably less than 1% of the population can do that. But you have a unique ability to go in there and make money with your hands. And Andy Ruiz, you had an opportunity of a lifetime. The opportunity was yours. Sky's the limit. But you didn't understand what you had in front of you before you lost it. I'm telling you to reinvent yourself. I'm telling you to go ahead and get that weight down. I'm telling you to go ahead and come in 50 pounds lighter than you've ever come in. And I'm telling you, get used to walking around 50 pounds lighter. But you got to reinvent yourself. What's wrong, Andy? We're trying to do it right. What's wrong? You see, in this fight, I noticed, man, that same fire that you had in the first fight, that will to win just wasn't there. It wasn't there. There was no sense of urgency. You see, Andy Ruiz, when you fought AJ the first time, I saw that sense of urgency, like that live or die mentality. That if you don't fight this guy tooth and nail, you were going to die. I saw that in you in the first fight. In the second fight, Andy Ruiz, I saw none of that. It's time to reinvent yourself. It's time to start worrying about what tastes good and what feels good and do what is good. But I respect you, Andy, because you're honest. I respect you because you're honest. And you said it. You said I was partying too much. I was eating too much. I was drinking too much. Andy, you said it. But now that the mistakes have been made, Andy, reinvent yourself. You see, Andy Ruiz, you got to a level in life because you was willing to go do what nobody else was willing to do. But now you got to take it a step further, Andy. You got to take it a step further. You got to go even deeper than what you're willing to go through now. You're going to have to go through the fire, Andy Ruiz. You see, do you know that not even 10% of the people who ever fight for a title? Not even 1% of the people that fight for the title. They don't do it, Andy. They don't do it because not everybody been given a God-given ability in their hands, such as you. Excuse me. Not everybody has a God-given ability with their hands, but man, you got a God-given ability. And you just got to get off your lazy ass and go do what's right. Reinvent yourself. There's nothing wrong with changing up, man. There's nothing wrong with changing up for the better. There's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You're a hell of a fighter. But now dominate. Become a better version of you. You can't become a better version of you if you're not willing to look at yourself from the outside and see what the flaws are. You've already identified them. You've been a world champion before. See, being a world champion, you already understand what your weakness is. You know what your strengths are. Let's reinvent yourself. I support you. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. Not because you lost. And people are running around here talking about, where's Andy Ruiz going to go with his career? What is he going to do now? He's only lost a fight. He's lost 2 fights. And people are asking him, where is he going to go with his career? Where is he going to go? What do you mean? You lost to 2 top fighters in the world. Later for all these people that's talking about your career. Later, forget these people, Andy. Because they don't know what it's like to get in there and wrap up. They don't know what it's like to wrap up. They don't know what it's like to lace up the gloves. They don't know what it's like to get hit in the liver. They don't know what it's like to get their nose broke. They don't know what it's like to get their jaw broke. They don't know what it's like to get a cut. Andy, they don't know. But you know. And your career is far from over. I want you to know that. I'm here to tell you today that your career is far from over. It's never over until you say it's over. But you can't be afraid to reinvent yourself. You can't be afraid to change it up. Because if you're afraid to do any of that, Andy, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. And then when you reinvent yourself, you become the best version of you that's out there. And you begin to dominate. God put you on earth to dominate. That's what he put you on earth to do. He didn't put you on earth to be second fiddle. He didn't do it. So you can learn a thing or two from Deontay Wilder. You can learn a thing or two from AJ. See, AJ had to go and reinvent himself to beat you. And the man wasn't afraid to reinvent himself. And you got to do the same thing. You got to reinvent yourself. Because if you don't reinvent yourself, ain't nobody going to do it. Your mama can't do it. Your daddy can't do it. Your coach can't do it. The fans can't do it. You got to reinvent yourself, man. You got to do it. And I'm going to leave you with this, Andy Ruiz. I'm going to leave you with this. I want you to know that I'm rolling with you. I support you. I support you. And you go reinvent yourself. You go do what it takes, Andrew Ruiz, because you got it in your blood and in your spirit and in your soul and in your heart. You got it. You got it. Now go do it.